Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from York Racecourse here on Wednesday. It is May the 16th, 2018. I'm going to look at almost all the races on today's program from York, but before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5 for more selections for race courses around the world, and join me this week for my Preakness preview video here on YouTube. It's going to be an excellent card of racing this weekend from Pimlico in Maryland, so go join me here on YouTube for that. But today's card from York is great, great card of racing. Going to look at almost all the races. The only race I'm not going to give you a tip in, that's going to be the 6th race to 505. It's a very tough 2-year-old race, and I just don't feel confident giving out a tip in that race. So I'll give you a tip for the other 6 races, though. So let's get on to it, starting off with the first race, the 220 from York. The 220, the opener, it is the Sky Bet First Race Special Jorvik Handicap. Class 2 handicap going for a purse of $67,500. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards. Field of only 8 horses going the 2,400 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/2 on the grass, the turf course. Top selection in this race, I like the number 1 horse, Bank C. I'm going to go 156 in the tricast of the trifecta. 156 trifecta, top pick number 1. Bank C. 3, breaking from Perrier number 3, Godolphin Doan, Charlie Appleby trained, James Doyle gets leg up on this 5-year-old going by Lawman. You know, this horse was wintering in Maidan, at Maidan, shall I say, and I think I backed him a few times during the carnival. His most recent outing came on the 1st of April, 1st of March, what am I saying? 1st of March at Maidan, a mile and a quarter and a handicap for 4-year-olds plus. He finished 3rd by 4.5 lengths, and considering where he was drawn from the 12 barrier, he ran quite well. He just missed a little bit at the end, but he got around the race course well from a wide post draw. Before that, the 8th of February at Maidan, a mile and a quarter and 3-year-old plus handicap, finished 3rd by 5 lengths, and again, he ran well. It wasn't the most, it was, out of the 3 runs he had this winter, it was the worst run, but still it wasn't the worst race he's ever had. It was an okay race, but it was the worst race over the winter. And then before that, 2 weeks earlier it made on a mile and a quarter in a class, in a 4-year-old plus class 1 handicap. He finished 2nd by 3 lengths. He was 2-1, a good weight of 131 pounds. He just missed at the end, but he ran his heart out that day. A great race. His last race in the UK came on the 23rd of September last year at Newbury. A mile and a quarter in a class 2 handicap. He finished 5th by 2.5 lengths that day. A little bit of a high weight, and he really never got a good piece of the ground. But I think coming here to York, he should really like the race course, the going. Even with the high weight, I think this race is not nearly as tough as some of the races he's faced at the end of last year and the races he faced in the Middle East this year. I like him a lot here, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the first from York, the 220, gonna go with the 1 horse at Bank C, gonna go 156 in the tricast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 2, the 255 from York. The 255, it's the Infinity Tires Handicap, Class 2 handicap, going for a purse of $40,500. Races for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 86 to 105. Field of 19 horses going the 1,200 meter trip or 6 furlongs on the grass. My top selection in this race, I like the number 11 horse here, Classic Seniority. I'm gonna go 11, 15, 13 in the tricast of the trifecta. 11, 15, 13 tricast trifecta, top pick number 11. Classic Seniority gets McHugh in the saddle for Marjorie Fife, who trains a 6-year-old gelding by Kalashi. Horse's most recent outing came on the 28th of April, 3 weeks ago now at Ripon, yielding ground 6 furlongs in a class 2 handicap. He finished 5th by 3 lengths that day. He definitely needed the race. He took a little bit of time for this horse to get going. He did get going, and you know, it was an improvement off his race before, but he definitely needed the race. His last start of 2017 came here at York, 13th of October. Good ground, 1 mile, 1,600 meters in a class 2 handicap. He finished 14th by 33 lengths. He had a wide poster, which is not ideal at the at distances over a mile here, and he never really got there. Just wasn't his day to win. And then before that, at Ripon on the 30th of September, soft ground, 6 furlong class 2 handicap. He finished 9th by 11 lengths that day. He never got really going on that race course. It just wasn't his day to win. His last very good race came at Thirsk last September the 1st, 6 furlongs in a class 3 handicap. He finished 2nd by 3/4 of a length. He quickened up nicely, just missed at the end, but he ran his heart out that day. That was probably one of the horse's best races of late 2017. He did win twice in 2017, but those were earlier in the year. I think here, second off the layoff, I really think he should have a good race here today. 15-1, watch out. So to recap my bets for the second from York, the 255, it's the Infinity Tires handicap. Gonna go with the number 11 horse, classic seniority. Gonna go 11, 15, 13 in the TriCast, the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 3, the 330 from York. The 330 is the feature race of the afternoon. It is the Group 2 Duke of York Clipper Logistics Stakes. It's a Group 2 race for Class 1 horses going for a purse of $169,000. The race is for 3-year-olds and upwards. Field of 7 horses going the distance of ground of 1,200 meters or 6 furlongs on the grass course. My top selection here, I like the number 6 horse, Test Sleet. I'm going to go 6-2-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 6-2-1 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 6, Test Sleet. He's breaking from barrier number 2 here. Amaktoum owned. William Haggis trained. Jim Crowley gets the leg up on this one. This horse won this race last year very nicely by 2.5 lengths. It was last year you got a nice field of 12 horses in, and at 14-1 with a high weight of 134 pounds, he quickened up nicely and had a great race. That was on a bit of soft ground. After that race, he didn't win at all after that in 2017, but he ran his heart out in a few of them. His most recent outing came on 21st of October at Ascot last year. Soft ground, 6 furlongs in the British Champion Sprint Stakes. He finished second by 1/4 lengths behind Libra's Breeze. He quickened up nicely. He just missed at the end, but he ran a respectable race. His probably second best race in 2017 behind last year's logistics stakes here at York. Before that, he ran the Sprint Cup at Haydock, going 6 furlongs of very wet ground, demanding ground. He finished second by 4 lengths behind Harry's Angel, who's running in this one today. This horse just really never got a good closing kick on the demanding ground, and it just wasn't his day to win. And then before that, Newmarket, 6 furlongs in the July Cup. He finished 10th by 5.5 lengths. Again, he really never got there. Couldn't quicken up with the rest of them. But I think here, first off the layoff, back to a Racecourse this horse has had a very good success on. I really think this horse should have a big run. I think Harry's Angel off the break is a very beatable favorite at 4-5, and I think Test Sleet could upset, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 330, the third race from York, it's the Group 2 Duke of York Clipper Logistics Stakes. Gonna go with the 6 horse Test Sleet. Gonna go 6-2-1 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 4, the 405 from York. The 405, it is the Group 3 Tattersall's Musadora Stakes. It's a Class 1 race going for a purse of $135,000. It's for 3-year-old fillies only. Field of 7 horses going the 2,000 meter trip or 1 mile and 1/4 on the turf course. My top selection in this race, I like number 6 horse High Garden. I'm going to go 6-3-5 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 6-3-5 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 6, High Garden. Breaking from barrier number 4, Frankie Dettori is on this John Gosden trained 3-0 filly by Nathaniel. This horse's most recent outing came on the 27th of April. It came at Sandown on yielding ground. I'm on a quarter and of Class 4 fillies novice. He finished third by 4 1/4 lengths that day. 91 cents to the dollar favorite. He definitely needed the race. He never really quickened up with the rest of them. You know, the 2 in front of him just ran a little bit better. I don't think those horses were better than this horse. They were better than this horse that day, but as in pedigree, I think this horse is a lot better, and you probably need the race. I think coming back here to get the mile and a quarter with a better post draw, I really think he should run a big race. Before that, he ran the 28th of October in Newbury, 1 mile in the Class 4 fillies novice. Horse won by 2 1/4 lengths, was just over 1-2 that day at post, and he just quickened up nicely and destroyed 13 other rivals. A very nice, easy victory there. He has 2 races here. One of them was good. The last one needed the race. I think second off here, he should really run a big one. Watch out for him at 2-1. Not the best price, but you're going to have to take it. So to recap my bets for the 4th race, the 305 from York. It's the Group 3 Musadora Stakes. Gonna go with the 6 horse High Garden. I'm gonna go 6-3-5 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So now let's get on to race number 5, the 435. The 435, it's the Condrum HR Consulating Handicap. Class 3 handicap going for a purse of $27,000. This race is for 3-year-olds only, rated 76 to 95. Field of 16 horses going the 1,400 meter trip or 7 furlongs on the turf course. My top selection here, I I like the number 8 horse, Clubbable. Hopefully I said that right. Pardon me, it is 4 o'clock in the morning here, and I can't speak at 4 o'clock in the morning for some reason. I'm going to go 8-7-15 TriCast Trifecta. 8-7-15 TriCast Trifecta. See, I can't speak at 4 o'clock in the morning, pardon me. Top pick number 8, Clubbable. Paul Hannigan is on this Richard Fahey train, 3-0 filly by Mason. Horse's most recent outing came on 30th of October. That came at Leicester, yielding ground 6 furlongs on a class for novice, Phillies novice auction stakes. The horse won by a half length, was a very, very heavy favorite at 36 cents to the dollar, and he ran like a 36 cents to the dollar horse should run. He quickened up nicely and had a very nice victory that day. Has been on a break since then. Don't think should be a problem here. I think off the break this horse will run a big one. Before the Leicester race, he ran at Newmarket, 7 furlongs in a Class 2 handicap. He finished 6th by 4 1/4 lengths. And he just had nothing that day. Never really quickened up. It wasn't his day to win. And then before that, this horse ran in Phillies Class 2 handicap at Newmarket, 7 furlongs, September the 30th. Horse finished second by a nose. He just missed at the end, but it was a very respectable race that day. I like this horse here coming back off the layoff. Should run well, so watch out for him. So to recap my bets for the 5th race from York, the 4:35. I'm going to go with the 8 horse Clubbable. Going to go 8-7-15 in the TriCast of the trifecta. Now, race number 6, the 5:05. It's a race I'm not going to give you out a tip in because it's a very tough 2-year-old race. A lot of them are making their first or second start, and I just don't feel confident giving out a tip in this race. So we're going to head on to the nightcap, race number 7 now, the 5:35 from York. The 5:35, it's the Oaks Farm Stables handicap, Class 4 handicap, going for a purse of $27,000. This race is for 4-year-olds and upwards, rated 71 to 85. Field of 20 horses going the distance of ground of 2,400 meters or the distance of ground of 1 mile and 1/2 on the lawn. My top selection in this race, I like the number 15 horse here, Dr. Cross. I'm going to go 15-9-13 in the TriCast of the trifecta. 15-9-13 TriCast trifecta. Top pick number 15, Dr. Cross. 12-1. Paul Hannigan's on this one for Richard Fahey, who trains this 4-year-old gelding by Cape Cross. Horse's most recent outing came last week, or excuse me, 2 weeks ago now, Haydock. Soft ground, a mile 5/16, mile 2.5 furlongs on a Class 4 handicap. This horse finished 3rd by 2 lengths that day. He quickened up nicely off the break. He ran quite well, but he has had better races. But before that, he ran 3rd in November at Newmarket, mile and a quarter, Class 4 handicap. He finished 5th by 2 lengths, and, he really was just a little bit too overmatched by that group of horses that day. Really never quickened up. It just wasn't his day to win. And then before that, Beverly, mile 16th, Class 5 handicap. He had a very good second place finish by 2 lengths. He just missed at the end, but he had a very nice quickening up that day, power. And then before that, Beverly, 7 furlongs, Class 5 handicap, or excuse me, Class 5 maiden handicap. He finished 3rd by 4.5 lengths. Again, he ran quite well. Wasn't the worst race, wasn't the best race. He still made in here, but I think getting the 2,400 meter trip or a mile and a half today, this horse should really like it. And at 12-1, I'll take my chances with him. He has a good post judge run low going a mile and a half, so watch out. So to recap my bets for the 7th from York, the 5:35. Gonna go with the number 15 horse here, Dr. Cross. I'm gonna go 15-9-13 in the TriCast of the trifecta. So good luck to all. Please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5.